This moment will go down in history as where were you when Toronto FC were crowned the Eastern Conference champions? Yes, that is right. The Reds are moving on to the MLS Cup Finals, and it will be hosted right here in Toronto. MLS Commissioner Don Garber was in attendance this evening, and he deemed this one of the greatest matches in MLS history. And he's right. The magnitude of this moment spans far greater than just for Canadian soccer. And when I walked into the locker room after the match, I expected to be seeing champagne showers sprayed all over the place, but no. Instead, the bottles just sat on the floor, and the players said, "We're going to be saving these for a greater occasion on December 10th. For more post-game reaction, we head inside the locker room and hear from the players.
We've just been through so much together that we just feel like we can get through anything, and if we can get through this, then we should go into MLS Cup with a lot of confidence.
It's a crazy match. The scoreline alone, 5-2 in a conference final, is amazing. But I'm so proud of the guys. We battled back many times in the game, and we showed so much character. And it's a very special moment for all of us.
I can't even explain it. It's been a long time. This club, the supporters have been waiting for a long time for a moment like this, and they deserve it. They've stuck around. Most of them have stuck around, and it's just amazing that through everything this team has battled through adversity and so many games, but in this game especially, in such a big match with so much pressure, for guys to step up like this, it's unbelievable.
The regular season is important, but you get to these moments in the playoffs and you have to take advantage. When the lights come on bright, when everybody's watching, these are the moments when now you get a chance to really to move the needle. And I think that we've done that, and we've got one more game that can probably move the needle more than any game so far.
Undoubtedly, this was a memorable occasion, not only for the franchise, but the city as a whole. It was as though all the stars had aligned for the Reds, with goals coming from unlikely sources. In particular, Benoit Cheroux, Armando Cooper, and Nick Hagglund scoring their first goal of the season and the biggest of the year. For more, we go over to Gareth Wheeler and Terry Dunfield for our post-match breakdown.
Thanks, Danielle. Wow. Have you caught your breath yet, Terry?
What a night. Unbelievable.
It was incredible from start to finish. A proper advertisement for Canadian football. Topsy-turvy, emotional. The scene, the rain, it was wild.
This game had everything.
It did. As Danielle mentioned, 3 goal scorers tonight for Toronto FC scored their first goal of the season, and Cooper, Hagglund, and Benoit Cheroux. His goal happened to come on his first goal of the match after coming in as a substitute for Sebastian Giovinco. 3 goals scored on corner kicks, and it ended up being a 3-goal win on the night. Terry, sometimes people say Sebastian Giovinco at times carries this team. Look at Bradley, look at Altidore. The strength of the DPs really propels this team to greatness. But this group tonight, this squad, it was a collective team effort. It's been that way throughout the playoffs, but tonight, Terry, top to bottom, the collective was outstanding.
Every single player played their part, including the subs. The competition amongst the squad is rife. It's so difficult to get into this 11. All the players are pushing one another, and it's translating into results. And some of the football tonight was incredible. The midfield 3, how they rotated it.
Yes.
They're similar types of players, but the ball movement through them was great. Out wide, both wing backs played their part. Josie Altidore was a beast. There's so many good performances. Toe St. Rick coming off the bench again.
The commitment of the players was second to none. The physicality really made it a hostile occasion here tonight, Terry.
Some of the tackles was unbelievable. The commitment, how they were throwing their bodies on the line. Some of Will Johnson's on Cabrera, incredible.
Yeah, and on top of that, the script was kind of ripped up early because we all expected a low-scoring game. That would have played into TFC's hands. They went down a goal. Then even when they were up 2-1, the Montreal Impact scored a second away goal, which really put the pressure on TFC. But they remained composed, Terry, and they took advantage of some Montreal Impact weaknesses.
Composure is a great word. And with all that commitment, sometimes your tactics and your head goes out the window. But for TFC, it didn't today. They exposed Montreal's weakness. They got that ball out wide, and 2 goals came from that. And also on set pieces, they were deadly. Montreal have struggled on set pieces all season, and Nicky Hagglund got on the end of some great deliveries from Giovinco. And sometimes in those moments, you just lose your head. And that's a great sign of a team in front of 37,000 people that they listen to Greg Vanney and their instructions and can go out there and execute.
We called it before that Justin Morrow would be huge. I mean, he set up a goal, obviously, Nicky Hagelin's header. Stephen Badischer's cross to the far post for Benoit Cheroux. I mean, it was incredible as well. So those wing backs really did get involved. But let's speak a minute to the man of the match. That went to Josie Altidore. The near post header. If you're the goalkeeper, Evan Bush, going short post, you never want to let in a goal like that. But it was a class header from Altidore. Then sets up Toss St. Ricketts' goal as well. But he's unplayable right now, isn't he? 15 goals in his last 19 games.
When he's in that mood, that's the best way to describe him. He's unplayable. He's in absolute beast mode. For such a big man, he's got such soft feet. When that ball goes into him, it sticks. He's not only looking just to play back on the goal where he sets up Toss St. Ricketts. He bullies a defender like that. And he's got the skill to be direct, go past players as well, and in the boxes finishing. Since he's come back from that injury, he's been absolutely clinical.
Coaching staff did a job tonight. It was always going to be risky taking off Will Johnson and bringing on Ricketts when he did, but just added that pace, and it seemed like, and this has been the script all season, late goals scored by Toronto FC, they wore down the Montreal Impact.
Yeah, Toss St. Ricketts has turned himself into a super sub. He's our Ole Solskjaer, isn't he? He comes on, and he's not wasted a single minute out there, and it's a fantastic story. He came into the club on trial, and now look at him. He's an absolute hero, and you know what? Credit to the coaching staff, as you said. That's a brave move. It took TFC a second to get into the rhythm, but eventually they were able to get the ball forward into him and Josie Altidore.
I love the resiliency. Sebastian Giovinco goes off. Benoit Cheroux, what a great team player, comes in and scores a goal. The character amongst this group just continues to come out each and every game played. Great scenes on the field. Seeing the emotions, looking around at the crowd, Terry. I saw tears tonight. I saw tears from long-term staffers here at Toronto FC. This means a whole lot to a whole lot of people. You as a former player at this club, I mean, it had to be an emotional night for you as well.
It's unbelievable, and I think for me it all comes down to winning, and that's not only brought the club together, it's brought the whole city together, and I can't wait till next Saturday, week on Saturday.
The TFC, we went into the change room, the locker room afterwards. They have all the bottles of champagne lined up. TFC, they said they're saving it for next week. I chatted with Greg Vanney on the field right after the game. He says to me, I'll enjoy it tonight, but I start stressing out tomorrow.
It's funny you say that. On the pitch, I spoke to Will Johnson. I said, Will, big night tonight. Boy's going to go celebrate this. He said, no, I'm going to go home, spend the night with my wife and kids, and focus on December 10th.
We got one more big one coming up. Will Johnson, by the way, trying to win his third MLS Cup, but it would be the first for this city. Circle it on the calendar, December 10th, 8 p.m. kickoff right here at BMO Field. It is your Toronto FC taking on the Seattle Sounders for the MLS Cup. Danielle, we're speechless. We managed to spit that out. Oh. Back to you.
I'm speechless too, Wheels. I don't know what to say, but we are all amped up across the city of Toronto. And guess what? The party doesn't stop here. We are hosting MLS Cup Finals on December 10th at BMO Field, and we will keep you updated with all of your content and coverage, so make sure you keep it locked at torontofc.ca.